What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for hanging out. We got some more Yankee for you guys as we're working on our second army here, our Iraqi forces. So we've already picked up one of these starters that they have, the Hussein's Republican Guard, just to pick up a few key items here. Again, these basic starter sets, which you kind of had, with the first edition of the game, where now they're kind of transitioning to these bigger, like $100 plus starter armies, like real starter armies. So these are, again, just like a little bit more basic, and basically what you see in the box is what you get minus the terrain, of course. So basically having two of these kind of takes care of the gazelles that we need to pick up, and then even though we're not planning on focusing on T-72s, between the two sets here we'll have 6 T-72s, which is not exactly nothing. So now you do get one of the things I like that Battlefront did with these, and with all their starters now, is they include a mini rule book, which if you're looking to get in the game and you're not sure if you can find these older ones, whether it's for Flames or Yankee or whatever, it's a relatively low cost entry. You get some models to put together, and more importantly, you get the book, and you can kind of start figuring things out. And if you're like coming into a new edition or something like that, and you've played way back when, it's a nice, easy, again, entry, and a lot will be familiar with you, even though things have changed over the editions. But it's just a nice, simple way of getting in the game. And with these older ones, at least, again, keeping it at a pretty good price point, where you're not overly concerned with necessarily picking one up, or hell, even starting a couple armies with just a few basics there. But obviously, something like the Iraqis, of course, will be relatively low points cost for most units. So definitely, depending on your build, will be a horde army. So anyway, we're gonna get this open for you guys, sort it out, and then we'll talk about it. Alrighty, and we got everything opened up for you guys here. So there's again a decent amount of stuff here. So you get your typical like commander sprue here for your tanks, like platoon or company leaders, just to help identify that. So always nice to have those and keep for a few extras. So again, we get 3 T-72s, and again, all in plastic here. There's no resin metal hybrids in any of these starters, at least as far as I'm aware. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, guys. But anyway, T-72, pretty good tank, basically towards the top end of what the Iraqis are going to get technology-wise, at least until they get like a second edition book, which I'm not sure. I haven't checked the news lately. I don't think that's necessarily on the horizon for these guys yet. I know West Germans are coming out right now, which we're excited about, because that is our main army. So looking forward to getting some of the new goodies there, jumping into the new book, and just also along with that, getting the second ed book for Yankee. So key thing to point out, so when you do pick up these older ones, that's still the first ed rule book. So you can get a general sense of the game, but ultimately not something you necessarily need to keep or want to keep anymore. But anyway, so we get 3 of these T-72s, and again, as far as points costs go for tanks that the Iraqis get access to, so this is again towards the top end, but still significantly cheaper than your tier 1 Western tanks, like Challengers, Leopards, Abrams, that good stuff. So, and then again, 2 Gazelles as well. And these, having put some of these together already, and these are pretty much a snap to put together. So, and really, just a fun little helicopter here. So, and again, we get some magnets in the set here as well, just to help with magnetizing the bases for them. But again, we'll come back and show the plastic here in just a second, guys. So again, first ed Yankee book, don't really need it anymore, but nonetheless, it is nice that they are including these in there. So, and I believe all the new army starters, the bigger, like more expensive ones, do have the second ed book in there now too. So we're eagerly awaiting that again as we wait for our West German stuff, which should hopefully be here tomorrow at the time of this video. So again, pretty simple instruction sheet and everything too, so not much needs to be said there, but you get a couple flight stand options for height and all that stuff. But again, these Gazelles are all about missiles, so there's no cannon options to be put on them, even though they're on the sprue. But yeah, and the T-72, pretty straightforward, simple stuff overall, guys. Then our little baggie here, we're not going to get this open specifically right now, but this has all the clear acrylic in here for the flight stands and all that. And I do believe the magnets are floating around in here too. We'll definitely have to track those down before we get rid of everything. But coming back again to the plastic, guys. So set these bad boys side by side. We'll flip one over for you. So again, Battlefront has definitely done a great job of getting all these new plastics out, and of course there's more to go, but some people do still prefer the resin metal stuff from older kits and stuff like that. And there's nothing not to knock those, but I think for starter sets, having plastic is just the way to go. Keeps the weight down for shipping and stuff like that. But just simple and easy to put together, really, without having to have any extra hobby skills or anything like that to work with resin or whatever it might be. So, really, it just doesn't take much to put these together, and the detail's still there. So that's perhaps maybe the most important thing in some aspects. But yeah, these are fun little helicopters for sure, and of course, the French have access to them too. But I think they get the cooler one with the guns on them. But that's all right. Iraqis also have access to the Hind, so you get this weird but kind of cool hybrid hodgepodge between Western and Soviet stuff all mixed in with the Iraqi list here. And again, here just to show you guys the T-72. So again, a little bit heftier as far as assembly. Sitting on 2 sprues, but about what you'd expect in detail here, which is again really good. And sort of the premier Soviet tank, again, the Allies have access to. So again, this isn't something that we're going to focus on, at least initially with the Iraqis. I think we're kind of focusing on sort of 2 different lists right now, sort of a mechanized infantry companies, which will be a ton of bases and stuff like that, or infantry stands, whatever you want to call them. So we still got some of those on the way. We do need to do an unboxing for that as well, which reminds me. For you guys, but also then kind of focusing on the I think T-62 is where we want to go. So kind of right in the middle there, you got the T-54, 55s, the 62s, and then the 72s. I don't think the Iraqis get anything better than that without taking like an allied platoon or something, which they can do too, which is really cool. So it'd be, you can have French Gazelles, Hinds, and then rock out with like A-10 Thunderbolts and stuff too. So just all kinds of bonkers things that are available to the Iraqis here. But anyway, like I said, T-62 is probably going to be our mainstay focus, but it's nice to have these two just in case we decide to, run a smallish company or something of these guys, or down the road dip into T-72s a little bit more heavily. So anyway, let's flip this bad boy over too, just so you guys see the back side here. Try not to have the video run too long. Again, good track detail and all that fun stuff. So yeah, we'll do one more pass here through the upper hull for you guys. And the turret and smoke launchers, the machine gun, all that fun stuff, fuel barrels. So good things overall, guys. So again, that's that Hussein's Republican Guard starter for Team Yankee for the Iraqis. So again, kind of our second army that we're working on here. So West Germans and Iraqis for our 2 forces here. So we've got plenty of assembly still to do for you guys. And we're getting close to having our West German force fully painted. Do need to incorporate things that are coming out with the new releases there and see how lists and points and all that are changing. But then hopefully get into some battle reports for you guys soon. We do have some opponents lined up there. So looking forward to bringing you guys, again, some more things besides just the unboxings and all that. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Leave us a comment. Let us know what you run for Iraqis. What you think of the starter. Do you think we'll get a new sort of second head book anytime soon? Sort of army, full-on army starter, whatever they're calling them nowadays. And just, what you guys prefer for lists with your Iraqis. Hit us up in the comments, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. And we'll see you in the next one.